press that button.
Nope.
Correct. That delay still kills me.
With Sean by his side, insights to provide. Galaxy's law, keep the peace wide. Space cruisers zoom past the nebula. Traffic stops, no trivial agenda. Lightsaber in hand.
So that was the new, what they call it, Galactic Patrol. That is what Suno decided to name the song. I typed in, I need a guitar rock inspired Star Wars Cop theme song to introduce Peter to today's episode of ASKaTrafficCop Livestream, where Sean and Peter answer your traffic and police questions. That's what we said, and that's what it came up with. We'll play it again at the end because it's kind of fun. If you are new to the stream, you're late. You've been missing out on a couple of years of show. But this is the Ask a Traffic Cop show, which I think we're going to rename to Ask a Star Wars Cop because this is the Star Wars Cop. Sean Shapiro here. I'm a police officer for another week answering your traffic and police questions, but this is the Star Wars Cop. Peter DeQuinto, how's it going?
Good. I'm going to be a cop for several more years, not just a week.
How does that feel?
Slightly jealous of you, I got to say, but yeah, no, I'm happy to be continuing here and stuff. So,
Channer on TikTok wants to know if we are real.
Ow.
Yes.
Ow.
Yes, we are real.
I'm waiting for the delay there to show it to me.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's what's happening. This has been a pretty crazy week. I announced on Monday to everyone at the office that I was retiring. And then, I announced it on Wednesday to the world on the stream we did. And now if you missed it then, I'm telling you again now that I've been having a lot of fun. It's been a great go. And it's time to move on to other things. Although I'm going to be in the same space. I'm going to still be doing some social media consulting, and I plan on having a presence. I might even start a podcast. We'll see. I don't know what it is. Would you be a guest on my podcast?
Sure.
Okay.
We can talk Star Wars, though.
Yes, it'll be like Star Wars and only.
Not policing. Let's talk Star Wars. That would be amazing.
The fun stuff. I think we could totally do that. I need to be introduced to the world of Star Wars, at least from the perspective of the Star Wars Cop, because I watched all the movies, but it's never been the thing that it was. I've never been the Star Wars guy. You are the Star Wars Cop. Chase says good morrow, and I don't know what Austin was saying. Greetings and salutations to Akela, or from Akela. Like I already mentioned, Channer earlier. Are you real? Good morning and happy Friday to Voiceover Cop and Star Wars Cop and your TPS work family. Thank you, of course, to Liz, who always has positivity here. I won't read the username, but they send kisses.
I love the username. You can read it on the screen.
Yeah.
We'll say it's kettle and something else, but yeah, it's awesome. Love it.
We got a hi there, and Channer, what does Channer want? Okay, Greg Marshall says happy Friday. Then Ollie says congratulations on your retirement. It's weird because I'm not really retiring. I'm not going to kick back and sleep till noon. I'm going to be working. I'm just not going to be working here. It's weird. It's wonderful and it's weird and it's change, and it's been a very emotional roller coaster. A lot of stuff. I love it here, and I love the people here, so it's a big deal.
I've cried at least twice. So
I have cried far more than that. So you got room. You can cry some more. It's okay.
Excellent.
Let's see. Chase says it's not too late to say April Fools. You can't be leaving us, right? Well, I'm never really going to leave because I'm always going to be on Voiceover Cop. You can always get me on my LinkedIn and social media and Twitter and all that. You can still reach out to me. And while you're transitioning into taking on this role, if you've got questions about traffic services stuff, I won't be a cop anymore, but you can still ask me questions. I'll answer stuff on Voiceover Cop. It'll be my giving back to the community in my next career. So feel free. Voiceover Cop on TikTok and all the platforms. Feel free to reach out to me. So I'll always be here for you, even if it takes me a little longer to respond because it won't be my full-time gig.
Fair enough.
Channer says climate change is because of you. Specifically, how did you know I had tacos last night? I had tacos for dinner. Maybe that's why climate change is I don't know what he's getting at. Mind you, I didn't put any beans in the tacos, so maybe not.
That's the same fellow who asked if we were real, though.
I
right?
know, because
Okay.
he's a troll, see. He's trolling.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, we're just AI.
Yes, this is entirely AI generated. Max Headroom. Did you watch Max Headroom?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a
Come on
horrible
now.
show, but I loved it. Okay. Akela, who has flagged, we flagged a couple dad jokes for later, reminds us that he doesn't write them, he only types them.
Oh, yeah, Kelly, it was never anything personal. Some of them have been questionable. But hey, everyone's sense of humor is different. So
This is
we'll
true.
just go with it.
For anyone who's watching us on the magical, the majestic, the not so great Instagram, I'm not a big fan of Instagram, but maybe I will become in my next life. If you have questions and you're there, I will tell you that you will have a better experience if you come over to YouTube or TikTok or anything other than Instagram. But I will look over and try and keep track of you. Keenan says, good morning. Maria says, I want to become a detective, but do I have to be a police officer first?
100%.
Yeah. Not only do you have, so in Canada, it's very different than the United States, although you have to be a police officer in the United States too. In places like the NYPD, you start as a patrolman and you could eventually write an exam to become a detective, and then you are on a different stream and you are forever a detective. Here, if you are a police officer, a police constable who works in the detective office, you are temporarily called a detective constable. If you're a sergeant on the road, transferring into a detective office, you become a detective. And if you are a staff sergeant on the road, you become a detective sergeant. And then otherwise, all the other ranks are the same.
Correct. So, yes, you have to be a PC. You have to go to police constable first, do a number of years of that, and then you can become a detective.
And then you can detect.
I appreciate you may have incredible detective skills right now, but you still got to do your time with us. So
Yeah, it's all about becoming the best you can be, and you gotta kind of have some experience.
Yeah.
Before I get into stuff, or I say we, I gotta change my language. We get into stuff and things. I want to let you know that Vision Zero Enforcement Team, the Vision Zero Enforcement Team, are out in full effect. They are a magical group of officers who go out every day to change driver behavior through enforcement. It's called education through enforcement. If you can't get the message through radio, television, driving instructors, everything that has come your way to teach you about driving safety, driving safely, they will do that education in the last phase by issuing you a ticket. And hopefully that corrects the behavior, because we know that the driver behavior that leads to serious injury and death, well, we call that the big four. And we know, based statistically, that these are the most important or most dangerous activities. They include speeding, aggressive driving, distracted driving, and impaired driving. And we need to stop. We need to stop losing people unnecessarily due to the choices drivers make.
I feel like we need a board on the background that just we can zoom in and the big four.
We can make
Big
that.
four.
We can
The
order
big
that.
four. We're the big two.
Yes, two big guys. And we're both equally reflective. We got to get some of that powder beforehand. Yeah. I never bothered to do it, but I was on CBC for a show, and they did makeup and stuff. I'm like, I've never had this anti-reflective coating before.
Oh no! So when I used to do TVO Kids in studio, they would powder me from here to like halfway up my head. I always loved it, and I used to bring out Yippies, Youth and Policing Initiative students, and they would find it hilarious watching the powder come all over my head. And then I'm like, and then I would talk about it on social media, be like, anybody can recommend a good makeup remover for me?
I don't like the feel of it at all. If you are curious as to where these magical officers are focusing their efforts today, know that they are in 23 Division and 55 Division. Those are the neighborhoods of Rexdale, Jamestown, Martin Grove, The Beaches, Riverdale, Danforth, East York. Neighborhoods, and I actually typoed. I put neighborhoods today in the Twitter post. Don't cut and paste that. They are neighborhoods today that deserve to be safe, because they are filled with real people who.
You're just accentuating it.
It's very important.
Yeah.
If you want to know where we are every day, you can always follow us at Traffic Services on the interwebs there on X, and we post it on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm gonna have to remember all this. Thank you.
It's okay.
This
is, I think, 94 or 95, the 94th or 95th episode of the year. So you can always rewatch all of the episodes, to catch up. Also, just so you know, if you are not available to watch the entire show today, we do download this and re-upload it as a podcast, so you can synchronize it to your phone and make it possible for you to listen while you go. Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, Spotify, they're everywhere. And we're also broadcasting on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and X. Yes, it takes some adjustment to figure out which is left and which is right. And it's there. See how I did that? I got used to it.
It's not above my head, though.
It's not there. It's somewhere else.
See, when I look at it, no.
Yeah.
All right.
The adjustments takes adjustments.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back into stuff and things in the chat. We've got we talked about this already. Congratulations on your retirement from Ollie. We did that already. Dad joke, we did that. Oh, Julie, we did not talk to Julie. Good morning and happy Friday to all. Let's see here. We already acknowledged. Here we go. Moving to good morning from Emma. And then we've got Richard who says good morning. And we've got a quote for later. And Kayola says good morning. Did I say that right? We've got Sales CNC. And by the way, I got to tell you, Sales CNC. So first off, he says, good morning. Sorry to hear about your retirement. You'll be missed. I'll be around. Don't you worry. You know how to find me. Voiceover cop. But in addition to that, Sales CNC came by the booth at the auto show. And because I've been talking about the Cybertruck, he gave me a Cybertruck, a little Matchbox Cybertruck.
Oh, cool.
But I got the email saying that I
it have
am
rust on
now.
it?
Which one?
Did it have rust on it?
There was no.
Any like fingers stuck in the trunk?
There were no
or-
fingers sticking out.
okay.
There were no fingerprints on it. It's still, I think it's still fresh on this package. But I got my email from Tesla saying I'm now eligible to buy my Foundation Cybertruck for the low price of $138,000 for the dual motor.
So you're gonna sell your home, buy like 5 of them, and live out of them?
I'm thinking I might hold off. I've heard. I've got $150 invested in my reservation, which I think might be refundable.
So that's a single nut on one of the tires?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It's at least dinner for the family. But the deal is that it looks really cool. A friend of mine drove one. He is not impressed. And now he is a race car driver. We're talking about Brian Max, and he reviews cars and races cars and whatnot. He drove one and he was less than not that thrilled.
I get all my information from TikTok, and I'm not exactly inspired to go get a Tesla truck.
Anything? Would you get a car?
You know what? The only reason I would do it is because they have all these Star Wars things you can do to it.
Oh,
And you get
light
the sound
shows
effects and all that kind of stuff.
They fart. Have you seen the fart thing?
No, I had a guy lock his car behind me and it quacked like a duck the other day.
A friend of mine has a Model X. A number of my friends have Model Ys and 3s and whatnot. And my thing was I was looking forward to the Cybertruck because it's big and I'm big and big cars. Big people need big cars, and I wanted something I could fit into.
Just get yourself a transport trailer. Just get a truck.
Yeah, I'll
Optimus
ride the
Prime.
back. Yeah.
Optimus Prime. Come on now.
Now I would drive a big rig if I could have an Optimus Prime.
Be amazing.
Yes,
But
Autobots roll out.
Yeah, it would have to totally say.
Totally.
Yeah.
I would do that. Okay, we've
We
got.
saying good morning to boy mom.
Well, good morning, boy, mom. I clicked the button. I didn't acknowledge you. Sorry. Lazy Bimmer. I'm assuming BMW Bimmer. Can I drive in Ontario without a front plate, without pulled?
Without
As
being
I'm from
pulled over?
Newfoundland, we only have a rear plate. Yes, you can. You are exempt because you are, assuming you are not issued to, and that's what you said. So if you are coming from a province or state that does not include a front plate, you're not issued one, then you're not obligated to have one. And there's an exemption for those who are out of
Now,
province.
what if he moves here?
If you move here, you have to install a front plate.
And how long do you have for that?
You have 30 days to register your vehicle in Ontario upon becoming a resident. You have 60 days to change your license. I don't know why there's 2 different dates.
So, Lazy, that's our nice way of telling us if you want to move here to the wonderful province of Ontario, get that front plate, re-register your vehicle. Otherwise, you need to leave within 30 days. We will remove you.
Well, it's 30 days from being a resident. So if you're just visiting, you're okay. But also plan in advance if you are moving here.
Is it that
How
much
you're
to do
going
in
to
Ontario
mount?
for 30 days?
What's that? Come on, it's yours to discover.
True.
Ralph Fish 5 says hi. Hi, Ralph. Let's see here. I went 130 in a 70 construction zone. Please dismiss my ticket. Were you caught? That's a good stunt driving
Please
charge.
dismiss my ticket. So I'm saying he got his ticket, and yeah.
Well, it should be more than a ticket. It should have been a stunt driving charge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We got Chase says, looks like Volley is back on the App Store. Perfect timing. So funny you should mention that. So Volley has come back. Volley was a platform we were using to allow our members to come. Like we have right now a VOC. I created a voiceover cop chat in Telegram, but that's because Volley went off the air. They didn't have fun to keep going. And it was the coolest app because people could just communicate by short form, asynchronous video and audio bursts, and they could upload videos and just communicate in a really cool way. And we would actually integrate it into the show. We'd be able to play the clips. We could, they'd now charge for what they were once doing for free, which is probably why they're going to be able to be in business now where they couldn't be in business before. But we'll explore it and we'll talk about it. Maybe that's a good option for you.
It's the first time I'm hearing Volley.
It did not change the world the first time around. Maybe it will this time.
Good luck to you, Baldy.
We got Volley, yes. I think you said Baldy for some reason.
No, Volley. I got it. Volley, like in volleyball.
Yeah, totally. Let's see. Akela is going to try and stop by the station next week. Very cool. It's hard to speak while drinking. It's weird. It's how they can't do both at the same time. Let's see here. Sliding back here to wherever we had our last message, because a whole bunch of stuff just refreshed the screen. Boy, Mom just figured out that I'm leaving. Yes. More. I've got to actually do a goodbye video. This has just been, speaking about it on the go. I feel like I need to make a specific video about it. But yes, next Friday will be my last day.
Some background music, maybe from like Adele.
Oh, I wonder if she would sign off on that. Okay. We've got good morning, your Brazilian fan watching again. Evandro, thanks so much. Evandro actually put up a video thanking me and sent me a really heartfelt message. And
very nice. He's reached out to me. He slid into my DMs.
There you go. He is he's an awesome guy. He's in process. He's going to become a police officer. He's currently an auxiliary police officer. It's good stuff. Rooting for you. We got Liz who has a question. If several different drivers submit dash cam videos against the driver over a period of time, what can police do against the driver or at least that vehicle? So we do have an ability to accept reports. So if you go to the tps.ca website and you go and submit a driving complaint about an intersection that's problematic or a specific vehicle, we do assign that to a division. An officer does get assigned to that investigation. They review the information, and very often what happens is we can't actually lay a charge based on the information, but we create an occurrence or an entry in relation to it. So let's say we have a whole bunch of people who have been putting in complaints about a particular vehicle. When we actually catch this vehicle, we will have a report that says, look, on 27 different occasions, this person was seen in different areas around the city doing pretty much the same thing. We have corroborating stories that suggest this person is dangerous. I'm going to suggest that if an officer sees that, they are not going to give that person a break for the same behavior that they just witnessed. Whereas they may have seen something minor and said, you know what, maybe this is a caution. This is going to change the way police will deal with them. But if there is the ability to lay a charge, they would lay a charge if there was sufficient information, like a video and a driver was identifiable and so on. Possibly, if it was such egregious evidence against them, they may actually decide to follow up with this person, maybe catch them in the act, find out where they live, watch the street. Like if it's just doing it everywhere, it's possible it would actually start an investigation. But more often than not, what happens is the registered owner gets a letter, and it says, at this date and time, your vehicle was seen doing something really dumb, and we're aware of it, and we're noting it. So there you go. That is what usually would happen. But I think that all the video that people catch should be posted to YouTube saying that this person is a dinkus. I'm not sure if that's a word.
It's polite. Somewhat.
Trying.
Maybe.
Let's see. So if Akela makes it to the station, should he wear his Rebel flight suit?
100%. If you come down now, you'd fit in with Fan Expo and no one would question you.
So Fan Expo is somewhere I wanted to be this weekend, but I cannot attend as far as I know. But I was invited to go down. Maybe I'll try and make it down. I'd like to come and see to go and visit my friend there and go see the event. I love Fan Expo. I'm a big fan. You're going at
Sunday,
some point.
taking my family.
Very nice. Do a Mitzvah says, good morning, Sean. We will miss you. It's so helpful that you always record. I'm going to miss you guys too. Well, I'll have to guest on your show.
You mean host
remotely? I can actually do it from my home office. There, I can jump on. I can run.
Amazing.
I'll
Okay.
moderate on camera.
I'll make sure not to change the passwords the moment you leave.
There you go. What is this? Do you realize how dangerous it is to drive 80 kilometers an hour when everyone around you is doing 120? Corrado, what's the speed limit on the road that you're giving us?
Corrado, if you're doing 80 and it's in an 80, you're doing the right thing. If you're doing 120 in an 80, it's going to be a bad day at some point. It'll catch up to you.
Yeah, even if everyone else is doing it, it's like, what's that old adage? If everyone jumped off the CN Tower, would you follow? No.
I think the adage is actually older than the CN Tower, but I'll go with that.
What is it?
I don't know. If everyone's jumping off a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
I think bridges have existed for quite some time. CN Tower, not as long. What was the CN Tower built?
74.
74. There you go.
Yeah, 74.
50
Pretty
years.
sure.
Yeah,
Me too. That's me. I'm a CN Tower. I think that's why I raised it. I'm a 74 kiddo.
there you go.
Let's see here. We have under what section of the HTA says the driver has to hand over his driver's license on a traffic stop? Are you kidding? Like the section that says, well, if you look at the section where it's, what section is it?
Isn't it 128?
No, 120 is speeding.
Speeding, sorry.
It's okay. Let's see here. I got it up. It is the one that says you must surrender it. It's the charge is failed to surrender. Let's look at it as we both grab our phones to googly goo it.
Well, I don't want you to feel alone, so I figured if we're both going to put our heads down, we might as well do it together.
Failed to surrender. License. You're looking at 33-1. Every driver of a motor vehicle or streetcar shall carry his or her license with him or her at all times while he or she is in charge of a motor vehicle or streetcar, and shall surrender the license for a reasonable inspection upon demand of a police officer or officer appointed for carrying out the provisions of this act. That is the section.
It's only a $110 fine, though.
Only. But you know what?
$110.
That's the set fine. If you are a repeat offender, you could be seen in court or summoned to court on a 104 to answer to the reason that you don't think that law applies to you, and then up to $500 could be the charge. Yeah. What am I looking for here? All right, moving on. But that is the answer to your question, sir. Channer is, we'll leave him alone for the time being. Wouldn't it be safer? Corrado follows up with the whole speeding 80, 120. Wouldn't it be safer to follow the flow of traffic? It wouldn't be legal. It wouldn't be safer. No. What should happen is everyone should slow down. If one person breaks the law and nobody else does, they're easy to catch. We change the behavior. When everybody breaks the law, we have a serious problem with society. And yeah, you don't just continue with breaking the law.
No, and I'll say I've pulled multiple people over at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to. And I actually believe that we need to move to automated enforcement. I think we need photo radar on every street, stop sign, red light. I think that we've lost our right to be left to govern ourselves because we have discussions like this to justify breaking the law. I'm not suggesting that you're a bad person, Corrado. I'm saying that no one should be breaking the law. When you go over the speed limit, you increase the odds of becoming involved in a collision tremendously. You also increase the damage and potential injury when a collision does occur. And we're not just talking about you in your car. We're talking about the pedestrian you're hitting. We're reducing speed limits all over. We are making 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s because we want pedestrians
Highways
and cyclists.
100 to 110.
That's ridiculous, my friend. I don't understand why we do it. Everywhere else, on cities that understand the concept of reducing, I just realized I never retweeted us on the main page. When we have cities that understand that safety and speed are connected, why are we raising the speed limit somewhere else? I don't get it. But you know what? I don't make the laws. I just enforce them. Repost. Okay. The folks on because Traffic Services doesn't yet have a verified status, but I do. I can do video and they can't, so I had to retweet it. That's where I went. All right, moving over to scrolling all the way up. So every time it refreshes, and this is for the benefit of Star Wars Cop here, whenever we get a new refreshing of things, everything flies up and you have to scroll back to find out where you got to be. Okay, just a reminder to please use the letter Q to identify your question as a question and not.
Can I just frosty Canadian voice? I appreciate your comment in the TikTok there. You do realize you're on a police TikTok stream and you're watching us.
I didn't see what the statement was.
God, he's got a whole bunch of statements.
Oh, okay.
I'm so thankful you exist.
Oh, good. Oh, and Anthony's says I'm the male Karen cop. I'm assuming that's what. No, I'm just the guy who teaches people about stuff and things.
What is male carrying cop? Like
I don't know.
Like Cliff Clavin? I don't know. Like what kind of mail are we carrying? Like
male? No. He's suggesting male. As in,
male.
Yes.
Male. Sorry, I thought mail as in we're mailing things.
No,
I apologize.
No, he's just trying to suggest that I'm complaining about drivers, as opposed to speaking from a place of understanding and knowledge of traffic safety and traffic investigation. Yeah,
fair enough.
Okay, where did I leave? Where did I leave off? Here we go. Avandro has a. Frosty. There we go. Frosty Canadian voice. Got it. Okay. What's the penalty for a driver who exceeds the number of passengers in a vehicle, or is the penalty for the passengers? So if you're driving with more than the number of seats, belts, and seats, because it's a combination now. You can't. Used to be there was a loophole. If you had a seat or you had space, but there was no seatbelt, they didn't have to wear the seatbelt. Now you can only carry as many people as you have seat belts available. You can't just do your own thing. And you're gonna find that one?
No.
Anyway, it's the driver who gets that one in addition to the passenger.
Yeah, G1 driver, holder, more passengers.
G1.
Yeah, it's G1. Yeah.
But there's another charge. So is it just the passenger that gets it? If it's under 16, the driver gets it. Now I'm not entirely sure. I have to look it up. In any case, it's bad. Don't do that. All right, scrolling back because lots of stuff came down the pipe. Actually, I'm gonna. Do I kick this side? Do I go to the pinned messages? Or do I? Because there's so many that aren't pinned. Okay.
Less podcasts, more.
Oh, bruh.
As my kid would say, bruh.
Less podcasts, more neighborhood policing. Well, I must tell you that if I was able to go out to the military into the community and go out and do more neighborhood policing, I would. But unfortunately, I was injured in the line of duty, and that took me off the road and put me in a position where I was looking for something meaningful, and I created this podcast and live stream to educate people. And in fact, instead of dealing with one person at a time on the road, I'm dealing with thousands of people. Actually, if you look at our numbers, and you're on TikTok, 671,600 followers right now. We have a lot of people who engage with us, who get benefit from what we're creating here. So I'm going to say that this is valuable.
And bruh, just so you know, moving forward, I'm going to tell you the show's probably going to take on a different life with me on it because much of what I do is in the community. So I do bike rodeos, I do safety programs outside. So yeah, some of that, you know what, I appreciate that because I'm going to be out there and I'm going to be running a lot of programs that are into the community and stuff. So.
But you're also educating in it, and you're still going to be doing stuff online that will be engaging people. You do what you can do. I would love to be doing stuff like Fridays with Frank on the road, pulling people, but I can't do it. So this has been a phenomenal alternative. What's the worst area in Ontario to work? I couldn't tell you. I only work in Toronto, and I think it's a great place to work and live. Just another day, 84. Do you update that every day? Love 52 Division. 52 Division is awesome. That's the downtown core. I've never worked at 52, but I've done paid duties at 52 back in the day. What's this here? I love the spam. Okay, scrolling down. Don says good morning. We got a good morning from Toronto. Asking for a friend. Hold on a second. Where can I find? Are they still talking here? Are they still talking? What are you looking up? Who's talking to you?
What?
Are you on what? Huh? Okay, we'll say this can be that, and scrolling. I can't find them. All right. There's a bit of a delay. In case you're asking, why am I not answering your question immediately? Well, A, there's a whole bunch of people, and two, we're about 15 minutes behind, usually. Good morning, guys. That's from Rick on Facebook. Hey, Rick, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day. someone was asking about what's going on with these threats in the news. I don't know. This is the traffic channel, and although I've read some highlights, I don't know the details of investigations like that. Can we exercise the right to remain silent on a traffic stop?
The exercise to remain silent. Wrong country.
Well, so here's the deal. You must provide your license, ownership, and insurance upon demand. And if you fail to identify and answer us to confirm, because just giving us a card, if we have questions to clarify, if you're failing to, if we don't believe you're who you are on the ID and you fail to identify, you don't cooperate, you can be arrested because you are obligated to do that. If you're the driver of a motor vehicle, if you're operating a vehicle like a bicycle, then you're obligated to identify, and you don't have to have ID, but you do have to tell us who you are, so that, again, requires communication. If you don't want to tell us where you're coming from, where you're going to, what your favorite color is, that's up to you. You don't have to give us that information, but you do have to comply with lawful demands. Anything to add on that?
What's your favorite color?
Blue. It's all about blue. I got blue glasses. I have a blue watch band. My other watch is a blue face. I'm like all about blue. And I'm a cop for 5 more days, 6 more days. If we include today.
Yeah, business days.
Business
Cop
days.
on the weekend still. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. I drove by my local Canadian Tire and saw a semi-truck unloading Christmas trees already. Come on.
Not real Christmas trees.
I'm
'Cause they
assuming.
wouldn't survive this long. You're talking. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that because you can already see some of. I thought I saw a couple of things at Costco.
Well, I heard in an email that you were also eventually looped into that pumpkin spice lattes have been announced. Was that a joke or is that legit?
They came out early. They came out early.
Why?
They got announced.
First of all, do you drink that stuff?
No, I'm not a Starbucks drinker to begin with.
But it's not. There's no pumpkin spice. It's not even. There's no pumpkin in it. Why do they call it pumpkin spice? It's the spice that goes on pumpkins. Like, I don't get it.
There's a lot of things in drinks that are called certain things that don't actually have or contain any of what that actually is. But hey, minor details.
Right. I'm not. I do like there's a pumpkin spice soup that I like at a restaurant that I quite enjoy. That's
fair enough.
It's like a spicy pumpkin. Mohammed says, "Good morning, sir." Good morning, Mohammed. We got. Here's a question Star Wars related. Why doesn't Han Solo? Oh, I'm worried about this. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Started reading. I'm like, oh no.
I like that.
Why doesn't Han Solo eat rare steaks? They're too chewy. Oh, I what's going on here? Where'd my? What the heck? Oh no. Who broke my thing? What's going on here?
Oh, it's not working, dude.
No, I know.
What's? So you broke it just before you were leaving.
Hold on.
All right. Stand by. So what you don't know is Sean has set this entire studio to explode the moment he leaves. And looks like it may have happened earlier.
Oh, here. It's the mute button. See? It went red.
There we go.
You hearing it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. There we go. Now I heard it.
2 times 2.
That's weird. Okay. Sorry for our technical difficulties, and thank you for being patient.
Bernhard, good joke. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Like it a lot. Alex, what's considered an illegal exhaust versus a legal exhaust system on a passenger vehicle? So, factory one that's in good working condition is legal. Factory one that is not in good working condition becomes illegal. You can't emit noise. Now, I believe it's 74 or 76 decibels is normal. If you're producing more noise than that, you're probably in violation. However, in the city of, we have bylaws under the HTA that specifically state if you're creating unnecessary noise, you're eligible for a ticket for that. If it's deemed that your muffler is not working properly, muffling, you'd be eligible for a improper muffler violation. If it's not there at all, it's a no muffler violation. If you are creating 92 decibels at idle in the city of Toronto, you're looking at a $500 ticket. If you're creating more than 96 decibels at anything other than idle, you are also looking for a $500 ticket. So, and then there's other things, like if you remove your resonator, if you remove or modify items to make it less good, it becomes less legal.
You get a pretty decent lightsaber for $500. Just saying. That's where I'd spend my money, not getting a ticket. Lightsaber over being the annoying guy with your really loud muffler.
There is an episode that we're editing right now, and it's with No More Noise Toronto with my friend Ingrid, and she really explains. I think she presents an amazing case as to what the impacts of noise are and how many people you negatively impact with your noisy muffler. We'll look for that soon. TPS Traffic Jam coming to a podcast near you soon. No, it's our anyway.
Sure. Sounds good. Let's go with it.
Good day. Are squatted trucks illegal in Ontario? Asking. My small rural town has a few.
That's a squared.
Is it what?
He said squatted. Squared.
Oh,
Square truck.
what's a square truck? I assume squatted because squatted is what we're. He must have. Nikki, did you mean squatted? Because squatted is a thing, but squared I've never heard of. So I just go to the actual thing. So squatted is where the back suspension is lower than the front suspension, and it's called a squatted truck.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I thought you were going. So I just
I just want to
automatically-
see like a square truck.
What's a square truck?
I don't know. Square truck. Square truck.
Hang on.
Google that. We're on it.
square truck.
Oh no, she did. She squatted. She there's a
See, look at
she
that.
messes it up.
See,
All right, thank you,
my
Nikki, 'cause-
autocorrect is real.
Maybe we were like maybe you know something we don't. So, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to figure this out. So
So
squatted.
Let me
And
show
I'll be
you.
honest with you. I didn't know what a squatted truck was either.
So that's squatted, right? The back. Now,
Oh,
it's not a good example, but that generally speaking, if the back is, oh no, I looked up squared.
I feel like we need to play the song "Lowrider" now.
Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Squatted. So that's where the rear suspension is low, the front. This is like for hunting to hurt pedestrians. This is absolutely not legal. They're doing heavy enforcement of this in the States because it's more popular in the States, but it would be illegal here too for so many reasons.
Do you have a car like this, Nikki?
No, it's in her neighborhood.
Oh,
Rural town, they have a few.
small rural town. Okay.
Yeah, OPP, I'm sure would be all over that if you called your local detachment and brought it to their attention.
Yes.
Just maybe.
The other people would be all over it. The other people's police.
Oh yes, other people's police. Hi, is it illegal to have a plate tinted, and is it illegal to have bright light bulb around 100 watts? 100 watts, is that, what is an appropriate headlight wattage? I don't know. I've never measured.
100 seems like super bright, and yeah, you can't have it tinted. So we're already going that way. Route.
So tinted tinted license plate covers, clear license plate covers, license plate frames, all illegal. You can't have anything covering any portion of a license plate. It makes it illegal. Now, will you get in trouble for a frame if everything is clearly legible? Probably not. Maybe could be. Like it depends on the officer's discretion. If I can't read your plate, you're for sure, whether it be because of glare, I gotta say, if I can't read it, I'm going to give you a ticket. I would have when I was on the road given you a ticket. I got to change my way of thinking. I'm going to be a civilian real soon. So if you if it's because there's distortion of the plastic, whatever the reason is, if I can't see it clearly, I would have given you a ticket. And most officers will too, even if it's clear. If it's dirty, if it's baked from the sun and it gets that bleachy,
The yellowy, yeah.
tingy, so that's all no good.
I saw one the other day that was completely yelled out.
No, it's
I'm like,
ridiculous.
oh,
They get
God.
like smoky.
Yeah,
But they're yellowy, like someone's been smoking inside the license plate cover for 6 years. It's gross. Now, in terms of the bright bulb, it's not usually wattage that we measure it in. 300 candela. I don't know what that relates to.
It's 300 candles.
Well, it's 300 candles, but what does that relate to in watts? 300 candela equals to what wattage? Candela to watt conversion calculator. I'm using the mouse on my PC, wondering why it's not moving on my Mac. Okay. So do we say here 300 candela? Calculate. 4 point. I don't know what that means.
It is pi. It's 3.14.
That's. Yeah. So I don't know. If it's super bright, it's not
100 sounds really super bright. And
Yes.
you can only have a plate light. And so if that looks like the light is
300 lumens is roughly 40 watts incandescent bulb,
okay.
according to someone on Quora.
Because if it begins at that wattage, I would think it might project to the rear. Could be problematic.
It bends light and goes behind you.
Oh, sorry, is this in the front?
Front lights, headlights. I think.
To have a bright light bulb around 100 watts.
Well, I'm
just looking
assuming
at plate light
headlight.
because I was kind of putting it together. The
We're,
plate.
we're,
and-
we're making that up as we go along. I don't actually know. Now I don't know. What are you in Toronto? Are you in North America? No, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. If it's headlights, that sounds pretty. But it's not. Again, it's not watts. It's like I think there's 8,000 lumen.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's color intensity also. If it's so white that it's blue, like now we're talking color temperature. 5,000 is daylight, I believe. Anyway, we're going to move on because I'm obviously not knowing the answer to your question. But if it's super bright, it's not going to be illegal. That much I can tell you. If you're blinding people, if they're not directed properly, even if they're the appropriate brightness, but they're not directed well, that's a problem. Okay, we're back into things like this message from Stream Agency, who says this is great information. Stream Agency is a cool product that I just found out. They're a company in Windsor, and they do cool stuff like you go onto their website, and that little corner that says, "Hey, you want to chat with us?" It's actually a live person.
Wow.
They were suggesting we do that for the show, for us doing live streaming, where we could just be a bubble on the Toronto Police website. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
When I was moderating, I was trying to answer some of the questions.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff.
Could you imagine being the bubble in the corner going, hi, and we're just having a conversation like we are now?
I have this really great AI picture of myself. Since we're AI, referring back to the fellow in the beginning who thought we weren't real, I could do that.
Oh.
Become the next chatbot. Be amazing.
Chase says that the Tesla Semi has my name on it. Let's see here.
Forget the Cybertruck. I agree with that. Thank you,
Get
Chase,
the
for
semi.
providing that.
Yeah, as long as it's got
semi.
a sleeper, I can take naps because I'm getting old.
It'll just self-drive. You can just let it do its own thing, and you just sleep in the back.
It's just I'm not interested in full self-drive. Not.
You need to get to respond to like Kit. Let's go to Niagara
Kit
Falls.
is cool. Kit is
and be like,
awesome.
Let's do.
I'm a Knight Rider fan. Always will be. I don't want the creepy guy sitting in the seat as I sit on it, because that's how they actually did it. They had a guy sitting hidden in the seat.
Maybe David Hasselhoff is a fan of the show, and I'll watch this.
There you go. And we have a sergeant with the Toronto Police who has a Kit replica, and Hasselhoff signed it.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Is 140 in a 120 zone stunt driving? I can't believe I'm responding to Channer, but I am going to respond.
We have 120 zones?
We do not. We have
Okay,
110
so just so we're
zones.
clear. Okay.
And 140 in a 110 zone is not stunt driving, but 150 in a 110 zone is. Because once you hit 150, it doesn't matter what the speed limit is, you are stunt driving. And so many people think you have to do 50 over. It's not the case. It's 50 over if it's 80 and above, up until 150, at which point you are stunt driving no matter what you do, because that's what is happening. Hey, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering, who are these guys? Why do they reflect appropriately the same Candela power?
Candela power. I like how we're referencing Candela.
My name is Sean Shapiro, a soon-to-be civilian, as I am leaving the Toronto Police Service. Next Friday will be my last day, but I'm here with Peter DeWintle, the Star Wars cop.
Which will be changing this show into Ask a Star Wars Cop about Star Wars.
I totally support that. We got Johnny Nguyen, who says, good morning, Sean and Peter. Let's keep the blood donations going.
Oh, I appreciate that shout, Johnny. Amazing. We're in the Sirens for Life campaign. If no one knows, I'm a co-champion of the Toronto Police Service. And so I push my membership to go out and donate blood. And every year we're continuously growing. And I appreciate that, Johnny, because right now we are in a friendly competition with Toronto Fire and Toronto Paramedics. We have won this for a number of years, and we're going to continue to win it. Nothing against Toronto Fire or Paramedics, but yeah, we got this.
Okay. How much would my real estate background, pre-service fire and medic experience help being hired? Well, Dom, I used to be a real estate agent, so it helped me, or it didn't help me, I don't know. But certainly, life experience is a big thing. And if you have real estate and dealing with people and negotiating and understanding numbers and accounting and contracts, those are all beneficial to policing. Of course, fire and medic experience, also really helpful, because it's all about service, and it shows to what you're, capable of. You're learning. You can take a course and figure out how to use a stethoscope.
Interesting. Yeah.
And a hose. But it sounds like you've done a whole bunch of stuff. Is it volunteer? Did you volunteer as fire? Yeah. It sounds like you've got an excellent story. Let's see here. We got Jacked Up to the Magnificent says, Officer Shapiro, going to miss you in the thriving metropolis of Bradford. Well, maybe I'll have to do on-location Bradford, like shout out, like from the street. We're going to come into the
Bradford. I was just there on the weekend.
What were you doing there?
Carrot Festival.
Carrot?
Carrot Festival, yes.
You drove somewhere to see carrots?
It was amazing. You get a bag of free carrots if you go to the Carrot Festival. They
can
closed
go
down
for
the
like
main...
$1 and get a bag of carrots that aren't free and save $8 on gas. I'm sorry. I would not drive for carrot. What do you do at a carrot festival?
They have people dressed up as carrots. The local businesses come out.
I shouldn't be laughing because somebody likes this a lot.
Yes, they have live like entertainment. There's excellent food, and Bradford's a huge Portuguese area. If you don't know, I'm Portuguese background, and yes, you get a free bag of carrots, and it's just part of the whole experience.
How big a bag?
I don't know. It was like 8 to 10 carrots in each bag.
How long did it take you to eat all the carrots?
I've been giving bags of carrots away to different people because my kids got bags. I'm like, we don't need this many bags.
You're gonna start having.
My wife's like, I'm gonna make carrot soup. I'm gonna make carrot cake. I'm gonna make carrot. I'm like,
I like carrot cake.
Yeah. When she actually gets around to it. I mean, not when she actually gets around to it. I mean, when she gets to it, I'll make sure that
Getting in trouble.
Oh God.
Does Ontario have a no-cause law to allow traffic stops? So here, this is David in Newfoundland, Canada, who's asking the question. So in Ontario, if you're driving a motor vehicle, you can be stopped at any time. As a driver of a motor vehicle, to simply check your driver's license status, check your insurance status, check the sobriety of the driver, and of course to check the status of your vehicle. If it looks unsafe, if we have concern for its status as a safe vehicle, we could stop you for that reason too. And that's without having any other reason. You don't have to be swerving. You don't have to have run a red light. We can just stop you because you are driving a motor vehicle. That's part of the deal.
And we like short form, so we call it SLIM.
SLIM. Acronyms are everything.
Yeah.
What amount of speed above the limit is stunt driving?
Oh, we've talked about this a number of times today.
We have. So if the speed limit is under 80, you would be stunt driving at 40 kilometers over. If the speed limit is 80 and above, it is 50 kilometers over the posted speed limit, or 150 kilometers an hour anywhere. It doesn't matter what the speed limit says. So if it's 110 on the highway, you do 150, you're still getting stunt driving, which is, of course, a 14-day vehicle impound, a 30-day license suspension, and charges that result in you going to court to answer to. It's called a summons. When you are convicted in court, you're looking at a 1 to 3 year driving prohibition on the first conviction, a $2,000 to $10,000 fine, and up to 6 months in jail. And we are seeing people get jail now. There was someone who did 2 or 3 months as a result of a stunt driving charge recently. Yeah. Cool. Let's see here. We got that question already answered. Is it illegal not to have windshield wipers on a vehicle? I'm going to say yes. It's an unsafe motor vehicle if you can't clear the ability to see stuff.
What if you just have a squeegee and you reach out and
I'm going to say that probably doesn't qualify. I'm going to say it's an unsafe motor vehicle at that point. I'm curious. Were you charged for having it? Or you just coming up with awesome zingers?
And I'm not trying to encourage anyone by any means to be reaching out with a squeegee.
But even a defogger, if you can't defog your window, I'm going to say your vehicle's unsafe. I see people like wiping lines on their or snow, removing snow. We got Paper T wants to know if I'm retiring.
I'm not retiring.
You're not retiring? Eventually, I hope you're going to retire.
You need to direct your questions.
I am. Yes, I am. It's more complicated, but I am retiring. So technically, I am leaving before normal retirement age. So it's not really a retirement, but it's effectively a retirement. I don't know how to explain that any better without getting way too technical.
Him, not me.
Yeah, he's going to work here for another 10 or 30 years.
Probably.
How long?
12 years.
12 years.
Not that I'm counting.
No.
Not that there's a large calendar in my room marking an X on each day as it goes by. No.
All right. Scrolling. Here we go.
Just so we're clear, I love, in case anyone's watching this, I like for my bosses, I love working here. This is my dream job. It's everything I've ever wanted. Hold on.
I will tell you, he's got a script right there.
I love
Toronto Police.
No, I'm kidding.
You're kidding? You don't really?
No, I do.
So I actually do love my job. I do love the people, and policing is the only thing I've ever wanted to do. It was very personal reasons as to why I decided to leave the service. And if it wasn't for the sort of the situation that I'm in, I probably would stay, because I'm not in a rush to move on. But there is a thing about turning 50 that made me need to do it now.
So just so we're clear, I've only been part of traffic services for a month.
Yeah, that's why
I've done policing for 18 years, but I've come here for a month, and all of a sudden, Sean has decided, you know what? Maybe it's time to go. And just so we're also clear, since I was 5 years old, 5? Does that look right? Yeah, 5. 5 years old. Yeah, I'm just counting that out. Since I was 5 years old, I saw Blinky for the first time, and that's what made me want to become a police officer. When I was blinking, I saw Blinky in kindergarten. Yep. And Blinky was not Winky at the time. Blinky fully worked and spoke. And
Blinky is now Winky.
Yeah, Blinky.
I actually think, and maybe I'll do this on my own because no one will do it internally, is I want to make shirts that say Winky as a fundraiser to restore Blinky.
It's absolutely.
But Winky, I think, is
it's
awesome.
you could do that. Totally.
It's very odd right now. Kind of creepy. Ziggy with Ziggy says, do you need insurance papers if you show proof of insurance on your phone? So it depends, because in Ontario, they've changed the law recently in the last couple of years to allow electronic means of proof, but that doesn't mean a photo of your pink card. It means an app that is secure from the insurance company, from your insurance provider. It has to be an electronic version from them that can be sent to police for verification. So,
and just so we're clear, if you have to have the paper version of your registration to begin with, so you might as well have the paper version of your insurance card.
Why not? You're going to carry one, carry both. I mean, I love that we're slowly, like at a snail's pace, becoming modernized. Very, very slow snails. But it is happening. And one day, I mean, during COVID, the premier said we're going to have, by the end of that year, electronic driver's licenses and ID, and it never happened. There's a lot of security concerns. It's complicated. And I don't think we should rush things of that nature, because when we do, we make mistakes and put people's, specific information in publicly made available. Like there's just too much risk. Too much risk. Luke says, hi. And then he says, I have a weird request, brothers.
Are you referring to us as brothers? Because we've been mistaken for being identical brothers. Well, sorry, brothers the other day.
Twins.
We were twinning, yeah. It's kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm Danny DeVito.
There you go. Yes, it was a great movie.
Yes.
Tracy says, good morning. Good morning to you, Tracy.
Morning, Tracy.
Akela says, Star Wars Cop, I will need to get in touch with you.
Please reach out.
Okay, we got Sam says, hey, my license has been expired for months. How cooked would I be if I got pulled over? Oh, Sam.
Things that make you go,
So if it's been expired for months, why?
So in my defense, I did at one point in my life have my driver's license expire.
Yeah.
Because certain things have changed, this and that, and I never got a letter in the mail.
They don't do that anymore, I don't think. You can sign up online. If you go to TrafficCop.ca, there's actually a link to these free sign up for renewal. If you get pulled over now, you are driving without a license. Not only would you be eligible for the ticket, which is $300 for driving without a license, but you are also driving without insurance, because guess what? Your insurance company doesn't insure unlicensed drivers. And as the owner of the vehicle, if you are in fact the owner, you could also be charged for permitting someone to drive without a license, because it's a weird double end. I think we could charge you for the extra.
Things got real dark real quickly.
Oh, man. But the big thing is, you go and hurt someone, you're going to be on the hook for everything.
And once you allow it to expire, you must go in to Service Ontario. You cannot renew it online.
And I bet you that's why he hasn't done it, because it's more difficult than just doing it online. So tell the cat you're busy tomorrow, you're going to get it done. That's what you got to do.
Maybe Sam is the cat.
It's true. It's possible. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to hurt someone and then end up losing.
I love Tracy's comment. Renew it.
Yeah. It's not, but also go and sign up for renewals after you renew it, like the reminders.
Yes, get the text messages. Get on that.
100%. Why is crime so high? Leadership, imagination, tough times. What do you think? I think it's so many different things. I think it's crime is high because, well, there's the socioeconomic influence and issues. There's also the fact that there's a reduction in policing staffing. I think there's, this soft on crime kind of leadership when you come from the government. I think there's all sorts of things at play that contribute to why. And then just society has gotten really...
I have a job here in 7 days, so I'm not going to speak to this.
Yeah, good idea. I'm leaving so I can say all sorts of things. But it's complicated, right? It's not a simple thing.
Yeah, there's so many variables at play.
Yeah. But you know what would be great is if everyone just became nice to one another and did the right thing, and became leaders in their communities.
I think everyone should wear a name tag.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Hi, my name is...
yeah.
What is being done to educate people on proper speed when entering a highway? So many people below 100 kilometers an hour. So this concept of going with the flow of traffic is very much an onboarding to the highway. That's what it is, right? It's getting on the highway. When it comes to actually driving with everybody else, like you may have to go slower and wait for an opportunity.
What is the speed on a ramp as you're going on?
The ramp is the same as the highway. You should be using the ramp to get up to the appropriate speed. A lot of people are a little nervous.
You got that chocolate?
There you go. Can you what? Explain to people why underspeeding is just as dangerous as speed. I've never heard of underspeeding. This is Joe. You've made a new word. Underspeeding.
I like it, Joe. I like it.
Yes. Going too slow, truly too slow for the to be safe, is a thing. It's not a good thing. Yeah. I'm gonna have to catch up a bit. Where in Canada are you?
In the
I guess
greatest,
nowhere does it say Toronto.
in the
anywhere.
greatest city in this country.
Well, it's
Can I say
certainly. I don't know. Somebody's going
Is
to
that
get
going to be
offended.
offended?
Somebody's going to get offended.
The city that has every major league sports team. Can I say that?
You can say a lot of things. Is inching forward to a red light before it's going to turn green illegal? As long as you don't cross the line, you can't proceed past the line prior to it turning green, because that's proceed before green, and it's a charge.
I laugh only because the other day we were sitting there, and even my kids noticed. Every car around us was slowly edging up. I'm like, it's still a red light. Where are you going? And to one
It's a
point,
race. It's a
there was a guy in a
race.
pickup who was probably at least 3 meters into the intersection. I'm like, but I have no idea where you're going. But hey, yep, I'm with my family, so I'm going to pretend like you don't exist right now, and we're good.
Jeez. This is an interesting question. Where'd it go?
Canada traffic laws are no different than from the U.S. Oh, they are.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, Paul, they're
We're going to have to focus in on that one afterwards.
Yes. We got to flag more. If moderator, if you're there, flag a whole bunch of stuff or it's going to get lost in the
It
buffer.
is illegal to be...
Is it illegal to be intoxicated in the driver's seat of your car waiting to sober before driving? It could be illegal to be beside your car, in the back seat of your car.
Do you have care and control?
If you have the ability to get in that car and make a decision to drive, you are putting yourself at risk of being arrested.
So,
If you have the intention, if you're walking towards your car with the keys in your hand, you could be arrested. So it's definitely...
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Lilia, don't do it.
Does warning speeding tickets stay on your record? If so, how long? A warning speeding ticket? Well, a warning is a provincial offenses warning. It's a piece of paper that says, no, nothing will happen as a result of this being. It is simply a document issued to you so you understand the consequences or the what ifs or what is related to your stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays in our system forever, actually, but it doesn't go on your record, your actual driver's
Yeah,
license.
the whole idea of the warning is I gave you a break, but hopefully the next officer after me
Won't.
will be like, no, not going
Think
to give you
twice. This
another break.
person does not deserve a break. Canadian traffic laws are no different from the U.S. Every province has different traffic laws. Every state has different traffic laws. Never mind countries. Just the fact that you are saying that the countries are no different.
Paul, I'm hoping there's a question mark that was missed at the end of that statement, and that's not a statement. Get what I'm saying? Canadian traffic laws are no different from the U.S.? Question mark.
Yeah, that would be better.
That would be much better.
Yeah. I'm assuming you don't have a driver's license, or anyway, I don't know. If you do, then the basics of traffic safety are the same, but there's a tremendous difference in the laws. Thoughts on Tesla and the notion of autonomous driving in relation to lessening road rage? So I like the idea if we were all autonomous,
100%.
truly, if we were all autonomous,
Yeah.
like that Time Cop, what was it called? Yeah, Time Cop, where he got in the car and said, "Take me home," and he lay down and he went to sleep.
Time Cop. You talking Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah,
Oh, it was an excellent movie.
yeah.
Okay, but it was also an iRobot and stuff, and at one point he had to take control of the vehicle. But yes, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Jean-Claude, that's a great movie.
I'm gonna watch it when I go home now.
Yeah, now you're going to have to pull that one
I
out.
know what weekend is, the playlist is happening. Let's see here. So I think that would be great. But I have a little concern about pedestrians just wandering into traffic, knowing that the cars would autonomously stop. That I think is absolutely a horrible concept that would really interfere with traffic. But I think in general it would be much better. But it requires everyone to do it, because otherwise people just drive around the autonomous vehicle that does the right thing. You can also, first of all, there are very few autonomous vehicles. The ones that are in Ontario are being tested at the moment, not being deployed. So if you have a full self-drive Tesla, that's not truly autonomous. That's supervised by the driver. You're responsible for everything that happens in a truly autonomous vehicle. The manufacturer is responsible.
It's taking itself point A to point B without anyone else's interaction or engagement or watching over.
I'm putting up a couple comments because I want to get to more questions, but I appreciate this sentiment. A lot of people saying nice things. DIY Obsession says, "You have taught me so much, and I'm a professional truck driver. Thank you, sir." You're very welcome. Thank you for the thank you. I really do appreciate it. They follow it up with saying, and I'm really experienced, but every day I learn more and enjoy listening to Brothers in Blue. Thank you again. It is so nice to hear, the good stories. Like I was getting my vehicle fixed, and I was in line to pay, and when they said my name, the guy in front of me spun around like on a pin, and on a dime, not a pin. A pin would hurt. And he says, "You're." Yeah. So we had a whole conversation about it. But so many people credit this channel for helping them get their license, or making them safer, or just changing their perspective just a little bit. I know that we've saved lives because we're here doing this. It's awesome. And made people better drivers. Hello from Singapore. That's Rico, who, because I noticed you, there could be other people from internationally here, but you are the one that we saw. You officially are the farthest away from us right now. That no one else has actually told us where they are, except for I thought that was Thunder Bay, but it was How's Thunder May. I don't know why we're saying that.
No,
Thunder Bay.
No. Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay. There you go. And Newfoundland. But Singapore still takes the cake. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. What happened to cause the injury? My injury? I was in the motor squad on a motorcycle riding back to the station when a car came out of a parking lot and hit me, causing me to have a crash course in flight. I got the takeoff right. Landing sucked.
What was his name?
Super Dave?
Thank you. Think Super Dave.
I'm really going to miss you.
He means that too, I hope.
I do. I totally meant it. I've had a lot of fun since you've come here. Not that I haven't had fun before, but I really have had a lot of fun since you've joined the team here.
So much fun. He's decided to resign and retire. Thank you.
AJ the Awesome says, good morning from Fan Expo. We are both jealous. Truly
AJ,
jealous.
say hi to my friends at the 501st.
Oh, maybe we should go there right after the show. Yeah. I kind of think we should go there. Because
if you don't know who the 501st are, it's the Canadian Garrison, 501st Legion. It's the Star Wars folks who are meeting there. They are all excellent folks.
What's the speed limit on the left lane of the highway? Same as every other lane on the highay. Speed limit is the speed limit on the entire road.
Oh, I thought it went up by increments.
No? A lot of people know. Okay. I think a lot of things. Yeah. Let's see here. Tons of snowblowers at Home Depot already. I don't want snow. I don't want to ever see snow again. Actually,
I'll be honest with you, I don't think we get the sufficient snow. You might
sufficient snow.
Well, you might use that snowblower like once or twice.
Oh,
legitimately.
Yeah. I have
Unless
one.
You're up north. Don't get me wrong.
I have one. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't use it very much. Good morning from Windsor, Ontario. What's going on? Wait, who's retiring? Sean wants to know. That would be me. I'm the one leaving.
Sean.
Yeah, the Sean is leaving.
Sean's leaving.
Yeah, but I'll be around. I'm thinking. I may have mentioned this before. I think I'm going to start a new podcast. I think I'm going to do something, and yeah, I'll do something. What is this? We got. Where's our moderator? Someone's saying, "Stop spamming." Moderator, get that person. Okay.
Our voices have put the moderator to sleep.
That's what it is. We're so soothing.
It's nap time.
What happens if I'm pulled over and not on the insurance policy? If there's insurance in the car and you're a licensed driver authorized to drive that vehicle, nothing. If you're in a collision and you're not on the insurance policy and that the insurance company has a problem with that, then they may not decide to cover the claim. So that's a thing. Yeah. We got here. Oh, traffic. I see traffic monitor very active here. And there's some answers there. So this is from Sean, who asked who's retiring. If you're riding a bicycle on the edge of the road and a vehicle does not give you enough space, where's the rest of the question?
1 meter rule?
I don't see the rest of the question. They waited.
Sean stopped mid-post and just like, I'm typing it
on TikTok, there's a limitation as to how many characters you can use, so it's not Sean's fault.
I was trying to respond to people in the past. I'm like, damn, I can't get it all through. Sorry. Darn.
I've said so many things.
Damn.
I had some I once referred to my first car as a beatbox, and I said that word. I try and self-monitor what I say, but sometimes things get through.
Sorry, what was your first car?
A beatbox. Beep.
Like beat? Like beep. Oh.
Yeah. Just poop. A poop box.
A poop box.
Let's say here. It was actually at Buick Park Avenue. And although it was a hand-me-down with lots of miles on it, it was a good first car. So I don't know what Sean's really getting at, but cars do have to give you the meter space if they're passing you. Evo wants to know why don't cops have bulletproof shields with them at all times? A small one. Just to
So,
catch the
like,
bullet.
Just gonna,
Yes. we're not that fast.
we're just kidding. Yeah, that that's a great idea.
What if it's an old car and the muffler is just louder? If it's a T, Model T, it might get away with it because it would be whatever the standards are of that era. If you were, pre-74-ish, you probably have a smog pump in your vehicle. It would sound different. It would be different. It would be.
What is a smog pipe?
I don't actually know what a smog pump is, but I parroted that information because Murray said it once.
Oh, okay.
So whatever like if you don't have seatbelts in your car because if the vehicle was manufactured without them, you're grandfathered. You don't have to have them. Even though I would put aftermarket seatbelts in if you didn't have to have them because I like the idea of not getting hurt in a collision or being hurt less.
Or being a projectile to everyone else.
Projectile bad.
Yes.
What is this? Hello, is this regarding the kiss and ride? They're asking what kiss and ride a young. I've used to use the kiss and ride. I actually have no idea what you're asking because it's not a full question.
What is that one?
Which
That
one?
one's just
What
walk-
is
no,
the
no,
law
no.
concerning tires sticking out past the wheel wells? So if you have a vehicle that has wheels that are sticking out beyond the fender flare, and have no mud flaps, they're improper. You can get a ticket for not having the appropriate. Like if you look at a military Humvee, the tires are huge and they're covered by the wheel well, and they have mud flaps because it's a legal requirement. If you have tires that are too big, it's not okay. It's not legal. Can a cop give you a tin ticket without using a meter?
Absolutely.
Yes, because there's no meter required. The law doesn't have any reference to a meter or at least for obscure the interior of your motor vehicle with a color or reflective coating. It is simply that. If I can't see in because it's obscured, it's a ticket. Now, my articulation as to why it's obscured or how much it's obscured, that's going to be for me to describe.
It's discretionary. If I can't see you through it, you're going to get the ticket. That's the whole thing around it.
Simple. That said, if it is blacked out, I can guarantee it's more than 30% light blockage. And if that's the case, not only would I give you the ticket for the $110, I would seize your plates and charge you for unsafe motor vehicle.
I like that. What lane of the highway should you drive in if it's 3 lanes? Which lane?
Well, you stay to the right unless you're actively passing, so you should be building traffic from the right. How bad is a speeding ticket? Well, it's a speeding ticket that is going to be held against you from your insurance. It's conviction. So any speeding ticket is bad. Doesn't matter how fast it's for or how slow it is. If it's over the limit, it's a violation.
But to you, as in your driver's license, the more points you get out of that speeding ticket, more bad.
Do you guys know about Edison Motors? Yes, I've spoken to them online. I like his content. He takes old vehicles and retrofits them.
Yes, because he was waiting on his Tesla Cybertruck.
Was he? I haven't seen
I
his
think he was
content
waiting
recently.
on a Cybertruck, and then it just took too long. Yeah, he's also, it was great. He talked about another company that was making these like souped up golf carts or whatever.
Not a go-kart.
And no,
It's him.
golf cart. And they were like,
It's not
and they weren't made in Canada. They were saying they were factory made.
Yes, I
and
do
he's like,
remember
you're buying them off of AliExpress.
Yes, I remember that.
So that's how I've acquainted myself with Edison Motors.
I totally know that one.
Video chatting while driving. Legal?
No. Not you cannot video chat. Shocking.
So you
I know.
can't take a meeting while you're driving.
I know, and you can't watch this like the show notes of the.
Sorry.
He's being sarcastic.
No, I'm because I have been in meetings where people have been driving.
How about
they're not watching the screen; they're watching where they're driving.
Sure.
But they're in a meeting.
Little known fact: if you swipe over, you go into a driving mode where it's push to talk, which is not okay.
I was gonna say,
you can,
that
but
makes
it's
it
mute.
better.
But there's no video. Like it swipes over to car mode,
Yes,
so you can
that I've seen as well.
Do. So yeah, and a certain premier was on a video call with the media, and I got a lot of questions about that when it happened.
He's still our premier.
Oh yes, hi,
Sorry.
Mr. Premier. Have I ever given myself a ticket? No, but I've thought about it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get right on that. PT Dave 2002. You have to pick one: classic Mustang or classic Camaro.
Oh, Mustang.
There's some pretty cool
Mustangs.
Camaros.
Some of those Mustangs.
I like
are
them
awesome.
both.
I would have said a classic Corvette like the astronauts used to get. Remember those? Yeah, the astronauts. Everyone in NASA used to have these Corvettes that were just amazing. Yeah, it was a thing. Okay.
I have to look at this.
I don't know.
Can you carry your firearm with you in your car even when you have a gun? Even when you have a gun license? So, I don't know what jurisdiction you're in or what country you're in. In Canada, you can have an authorization to transport to go to the gun club and back. You can transport them there. You can't just carry them in your car. And it depends if you're restricted, unrestricted. Like there's so much to unpack there. So I like it, but that was actually one of the worst Corvettes ever made.
The Stingrays?
Yeah, they were horrible, according to people who like those cars.
Neil Armstrong 67 car.
Okay, 67 is cool.
Yeah. My apologies for looking up the Corvette Stingrays, the astronauts. It was amazing.
What is this? They do need a reason to pull you over. They can't just be driving. That's not true. The Herpix
Herpy expert.
What?
Oh God.
Okay, great to know. You do need a reason, and the reason
I'm sorry
is
that you have become an expert in that. Oh God. Why would you call yourself that? I'm sorry. Yep.
But focusing on your lack of knowledge, which may have how you got that name, but the fact is. Your face. All right. Oh, this is fun.
Got this great name. I'm going to come up with it.
The reason it is a reason. You're driving. You need to be licensed, so that's a reason to make sure you're licensed. It's to check if you're sober and to make sure you have insurance. Those are 3 reasons. Those are reasons. It's not. There's no such thing as a no reason stop. That's a reason.
Sobriety, license, insurance, and maintenance of the vehicles.
Yes.
It's called SLIM. We referred to this earlier.
It's got an acronym. And that's what they were responding to, saying, we was wrong. Boom, boom, boom. Lee Harvey Oswald says they need a reason. And we answered it, but I thought it was funny because of his name. Okay, let's see here. Ocean Master.
We're getting messages from the dead now?
Yes.
Wow, this is a really interesting
clairvoyant situation.
Was this like a Ouija board? Should we get one?
What happened here? There was a question from Sean the Ruler here. If you're riding your bicycle on the side edge of the road and people aren't trying to give you space, can they get in trouble or will the bicycle ride? So if you're on the side of the road, which is where you're supposed to be.
So they have to give you a 1 meter. There's the 1 meter rule.
Yes. And yes, they can be charged.
Yes. I've seen people put, you can get swimming pool noodles and people will put them out. I wouldn't suggest it, but I've seen it done. Where people put them on the back of their bike and then give them the 1 meter so that vehicles understand you need to give me this much space.
Yes.
So, just so you know.
Is it legal not to provide ID when you did not commit a crime? This is an interesting question because people don't understand the concept of when they need to identify. And you can speak to this.
I'm not going to speak to this.
Why not?
Is it legal not to provide? It depends. There are variables in this. If it's like
if you're being investigated for a crime and you are and it's a legitimate reason to be talking to you, it's not just randomly stopping you.
Then you're going to ID yourself.
You're going to identify yourself.
Yeah.
If we're just walking through and we're like, hey, how you doing? And we're not giving you any justification or reason. We're just talking to you and we want to record your information. That's different. That's when we have to talk to you and tell you, hey, you don't have to provide your information, but we really like it to, or we're asking you to. And if you say no, it's no. But if you are actually being investigated as a suspect, you're going to be identifying yourself.
And there's variables to that. Like it could be the Trespass of Property Act. Mm-hmm. You have to identify yourself under the Trespass of Property Act. If I'm engaging you under the Trespass of Property Act, you shall identify yourself.
If you're the passenger in a motor vehicle being investigated for a lack of seatbelt, although you're not the driver, you are obligated to identify yourself, not necessarily with ID, but verbally. And if we cannot if we can't verify or we're not satisfied that you're giving us truthful information, you can be arrested. So, yeah. I like this. The herp expert says maybe they meant herb, but they just made a typo. Anyway, all you guys can Google this fact. They're suggesting that we should Google the fact that maybe in a different jurisdiction, but we're in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and we're talking about the laws here.
And why does it have to be Google? Can't I Yahoo it? Why are we sticking to the one? Can I not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not other things.
I don't discriminate with my platforms.
You paid by Google? What's going on here?
Yeah. Are e-kick scooters legal? This is a major thing. E-kick scooters in some jurisdictions are legal. So there's a pilot project in the province of Ontario that allows for compliant e-kick scooters. Those are the ones that are limited to 24 kilometers an hour. They cannot go faster on a flat surface period. They don't have seats. They don't have cargo space. They do not have motors over 500 watts. Yeah, in those situations, they're illegal in municipalities that have adopted the pilot. They've opted in. If they don't opt in, like the City of Toronto, they are illegal, and you're eligible for a $110 fine for using them here. Even if it's...
so if you're on the north side of Steeles, New York region, I could use that e-scooter.
North side of Steeles, the entire road of Steeles is Toronto for the purposes of our investigations. But if you're in New York region, they may allow it. In Mississauga, they certainly allow it if they're compliant. However, if you are, if it's capable of doing, if it has a seat on it, or if it's capable of doing 30 kilometers an hour or 24 kilometers, 25 kilometers an hour, it's a motor vehicle, and then you're eligible for all of the charges in addition to the one for not being permitted in Toronto. Speeding becomes available, and e-bikes. E-bikes are another thing. If you have an e-bike, it has to be not capable of exceeding 32 kilometers an hour on a flat surface. And if it goes 33 kilometers an hour, obviously we see them doing 60, 70, 80, 90. That's a motorcycle, and you get charged appropriately for that. All right. What do we got here? Are you allowed to drive with purple fog lights on? No, you cannot. You can only project white or yellow to the front of a motor vehicle. Anything else would get you in trouble.
Is there some science behind purple being better in fog?
I think it's just people want things to look cool, but you cannot project that color light forward.
Halloween?
No.
No. Purple Ribbon Day? That's a thing, right? Purple Ribbon? Yes.
It's for lupus, isn't it?
I believe. I'm not 100% sure which one it's for, but
lupus is important. Watching this while driving. You can try, if you're on TikTok, which you are, you turn off the screen and then you're legal. You can listen to us.
Julie, I you know what? I'm going to say I appreciate your commitment to this.
Take a break, though.
Yeah, you may just pull over to the side, park in a proper parking spot, watch us there.
Is it actually illegal to drive with the interior light on?
No. So, Lindsay, I grew up where everyone always used to say, oh, you're going to get pulled over for that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like a 2-point offense. And then I became a police officer.
Same boat. I grew up thinking that because my parents said, you're going to get us into trouble. And maybe in the States, because when I first put up a video about this, it went viral. I had people stitching me in the United States going, my mama lied to me. And it was amazing. You go back and look at the videos that I'm tagged in, mentioned in. It was hilarious. It went absolutely viral in the States. And it may be illegal there, and maybe they all got tickets for driving around with
there's
their
a whole
lights on
bunch of guys
afterwards.
in the States being like, damn, that Toronto cop set me up.
That's entrapment, man. Sold me down the river.
This show's going
my
sideways.
God.
I don't know.
What do we got here? We talked about that. What platform is okay? Moderator's so nice. They're instead of muting them, just telling them don't do it again. All right. What do we got here? Yes, the lies our parents told us. Absolutely. But I don't know what that is in context with where.
Okay.
Does a 3-wheeled vehicle require a G-Class or M-Class? If we're talking about specific vehicles, like the Slingshot.
Oh, my kids love that thing.
So it is a motorcycle.
Okay.
It requires a helmet, but there is a pilot project that allows you to drive it with a G-Class license while the pilot is in effect.
So we went to Buffalo not even 2 months ago, and there was like 6 of them that came up together.
They rent them in a lot of places?
Super cool. No, they were like decoed out. It was pretty
Really?
Cool. Yeah.
So, and thank you, Akela, for reminding us that this was 11 o'clock, and I just looked at it 20 minutes after 11. Well, I estimate we're always about 15 minutes behind, so now 20. The deal is that in Quebec, it's a car.
Oh,
so you don't need a helmet.
I thought you were saying the deal is it's 11 o'clock somewhere.
And, do you know where your children are? Yeah, nobody's going to be old enough to know what that is. So, what is this? Can I register a bike without an M1? Planning on buying my buddies after basic training. If basic is military and you're already in, thank you for your service.
If you mean a bicycle, you don't need an M1 though.
But if you mean motorcycle, then you actually don't need a license for your purchasing of a vehicle. It is for the driving of the vehicle. When are you guys going to solve some real crime? I'm not going to anymore.
Define real crime.
So here's a funny stat about traffic safety. The deal is that, generally speaking, although the numbers have skewed recently because we've had more gun violence, we would have more people taken from this planet. I don't know how to say this without tripping off I hate the unalive thing, but more people killed as a result of traffic collisions than
More
all
people's
violent
lives have
crime
been
lost
than
comparing to all violent crime combined, which is pretty. I'm talking city of Toronto, but it's globally. It's incredibly dangerous. And then people say, well, focus on violent crime.
I guarantee you that guy's not even on this.
Oh, he left.
Anymore. Yeah.
We're just speaking to the person who used to be here. Okay, let's try and get into some pin stuff because I think we need to wrap it up. Let me scroll here. What do we hear? Hey, y'all, I'm a G driver, and I was wondering what the restrictions are for me. You have to follow all the laws. You're a G driver if you're 22. You're allowed to have up to 0.049 BAC, which is blood alcohol content, although I think that's a ridiculous thing and it should be 0. Because if you're 22, but if you're 21, you can't have any alcohol in your system. You're still a young, youthful. I don't know I can't remember the term officially, but yeah. What else? Is there any other restrictions other than follow all the laws for a G-class driver? Drive an insured vehicle. It's all the laws. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And obviously have no more people in the vehicle than you have seatbelts for. Star Wars Cop, what's your favorite piece of Star Wars lore?
We don't have a show long enough for this. We're trying to close this off. There's quite a bit to this. I will tell you, it's none of the recent stuff that Star Wars has put out.
Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Ty says... unless it's Mr. Thank You. But, okay, I got into a school fight in 7th grade about 10 years ago. If I applied to become a police officer, would that be included in my background check? Getting into a fight, your school record, listen, I would be honest about what happened, because if they look at your school record and they read about it, and what was the fight? Did you beat someone unconscious, or did you push them and they pushed you?
To it that would have...
Did they say you're a ninny nanny noonie? Like, did you call them names when you did it? I'm making fun, but I mean, how serious was it? If it was serious and you went to juvie because of it, that's something that you might want to talk about.
Okay.
But I think you're going to be okay. If you've not had anything since, you're probably going to be okay. But I will reiterate the fact that you should always be honest in a recruiting process, because we will find out things, and when we do, and you've not been forthright, it looks like you're hiding things. You don't need to hide things. Like, I remember going, a long time ago, a friend of mine was a co-op student with the OPP, and I was interested in becoming a police officer. Lo and behold, I became one. But I went and spoke to him, and he says, okay, have you ever tried marijuana? I said, no. He says, you can be honest with me. I'm like, but I've never tried marijuana. He says, you don't have to lie. You can tell me the truth. I'm like, dude, I've never had... Anyway.
So I can remember going to OPC and them asking about drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing to see the Toronto Police Service members, I'll be honest with you, were one of the few services where we're like, nope. Whereas the Ottawa Police Service, I don't think a hand... So, and I'm not speaking poorly to Ottawa, but it was very interesting to see other police services where like multiple people's hands went up about different drugs.
Have you ever had...
And they're like, oh, we were honest during our recruitment and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, honesty that like back then in Toronto wouldn't have gotten you on.
No.
So.
Yeah, there was an opening for a joke there. I'm not going
there. Yeah, please.
What are Ontario's laws with alcohol level while driving? The same as every other province in the country. It is a criminal offense. Okay, there is an Ontario section. So 0.05 to 0.079 is where the Ontario prohibition, you cannot drive with that amount of alcohol in your system. And that's what gets you a 3-day suspension. That's provincially mandated. When you get to 0.08 and above, you're criminally, which is Criminal Code of Canada. So that would be the situation. And of course, drugs.
Going back to the Criminal Code of Canada, are our laws in Canada the same as America?
Oddly enough, no.
Okay.
And here's just because Tucker was talking about that. Did you know that murder in the United States is a state law, whereas murder in Canada is a federal law? It is one of those weird things. Yeah. People, it's different. Different countries. Totally different. Okay. We talked about this already. I was wondering if front windshield tints are allowed. Aha. So, if it's a 2017 or newer, nothing.
Sorry, 2017?
Yeah, you cannot have anything on your windshield. Not a tint strip, not that the brow, the 3 inches from the top of it, not allowed. Nothing. If you're talking about anything outside of that, it's no for any vehicle, regardless of age. So 2016 and older, you can have a tint strip across the top 3 inches. Any other 2017 or newer, nothing. But you cannot block the driver's view. It would be an unsafe motor vehicle. We'd pull your plates and charge you appropriately. We talked about that. Where do you see that?
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle Hawking.
Oh, Kyle.
He's in a helicopter somewhere right now. We'll get to him in just a second. We talked about this one. I'm just clearing things out. Talked about that. Okay, hey, Kyle. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? Good morning, Sean. Happy retirement. Congratulations on a great career. Thank you, Kyle. Much appreciated. Hey, you ever need anything, you know where I am. I'm available for helicopter rides around the city if you want to take me up in the chopper. He's with the news.
Oh, okay.
No, he's legit.
It's like
Do you remember 2000? When did you join the job?
2006.
In 2000, when I joined, we had a test helicopter. And we
Yes,
would
we gave up our Camaros for that.
Wonderful, right? And so there was a TV screen in every guard room, and you could turn it on and watch the feed. And what people would do is they'd get on the radio and they'd be doing this and pretend they were in Chopper 1, Air 1, and they'd call people and mess with them because we have humor still in this service. What is this? Oh, okay, we answered this already. Okay. You came to my class one time. I've done that before. Which class? Where was it? Because I've spoken at Centennial College, at Humber College. I've spoken to the military college. I've spoken all over the place. I've had the opportunity, and maybe you came. It could be talking to you.
I was going to say, I was
you,
a school resource officer. I did many presentations back in my day, but that's okay, Sean. Just ignore me. It's okay.
Akela wants to know if you'll be doing interviews. We can probably get you someone from the Traffic Management Center. Thought it might need to kidnap the, what is this, director?
Okay, so yes to the interviews, no to the kidnapping part. I don't want to be a party to anything that requires kidnapping someone, especially in a director level. That could be very problematic. But yes, that might be the future goal. I'll be honest with you. I'm not quite sure what this journey entails, but it'll definitely still be Star Wars.
And you know, we have a week left, and if Roger wanted to jump on the call to make it happen next week, let's make it happen. Because we've been talking about it for a long time. And Roger, I'd love to have you on the show. So let's make it happen. We'll introduce you.
Roger.
More? Dun, 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 dun. No. Roger from the Traffic Management Center. Or from the city.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's the director that he's going to kidnap?
Yes.
Roger, run.
Roger wants to be on the show.
Oh.
It's just our poor planning that has not allowed it to happen because things have been really busy lately. Question regarding the e-kick scooter. Is there an age to ride the scooter? Yes, the age is 16. You have to be 16 and wear an appropriate helmet. It could be a bicycle helmet.
But that was just scooter in general.
I think it was e-kick scooter because we were talking about it, but if you were talking about scooter in general, that's different.
Okay.
And scooter people riding the road with...
Wear a helmet no matter what when you're on a scooter. It's the law.
Dad Bud. You can't, in the city of Toronto, you can't ride on the road or the sidewalk or anywhere. They're prohibited.
E-scooters.
E-scooters.
But a scooter you can.
Can you?
You can ride
Is it a toy or is it a vehicle? Is it classified as a bicycle? I don't know.
Right, here we go. Going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's rabbit holes are everywhere. It's what we're all about. That's going to be Murray. He's going to help you out with the rabbit holes. Okay, I think we've gone well off track. It's now 11:30. So dad jokes, and then actually, okay, before dad jokes, got to go here. Got to talk about employment because I'm leaving. There's now a vacancy. You need to come and join the police service so that I cannot feel guilty that I've left my brothers and sisters without, backup and someone to fill the spot. So if you are interested in a career in law enforcement or even a job that supports the frontline officers, you don't have to be the person who is putting on a uniform and going onto the street. You could very well serve the members of the community and the members of the police service by being support staff. So,
And
first
if
off,
you're a member of the service, there is a job call to fill, Sean.
yes, we are looking for people to come into this office. If you are interested in being a social media officer, if you have got what it takes, they will take you. Police constable is the role that we always talk about. Everyone wants to know about becoming a police officer. You can go and apply now with that big old button right there. But here's the deal. If you're interested, come and read the page. Read all there is to know about it before you contact a recruiter so they know that you've done your homework. The website is tps.ca/careers. And this is a great place to start your journey. Now, if we're talking about special constable, I don't know if they're hiring right now, but it's a great job. That's how I started with the service as a court officer. That job has developed into much more than it was when I joined, but it is still a great place to work. Fantastic people are there. Parking enforcement officer, they're the people who keep our city moving. If it wasn't for them, people would just leave their stuff in the middle of everywhere, and it would be horrible. Traffic is bad enough without people parking where they shouldn't. Communications operators, I believe there's an opening for that right now. Those are the metrical people who answer the telephone and dispatch police officers. Two sides of the house, both of them incredibly important, and they don't get enough love. But if you would like to apply for a job, they're currently hiring. Auxiliary officer, truly how I started, because I was an auxiliary officer before I became a court officer, before I became a police officer. And of course, civilian roles, which is, I love looking here because there's always new jobs posted, but these are the same jobs we looked at on Wednesday. There is a pension and benefit analyst position open, a senior pension analyst, and a communications operator role. Sometimes we get 10 positions open. Check here regularly, and don't wait. If you are interested or know someone who might be interested, please send it to them right away, because these positions don't stay forever. If you look, there's a posting, gives you information. Hey, this one closes September 3rd. So again, get on that, respectfully. It is being a slice. Let's look at some dad jokes, and then we're going to make like a tree and leaf. Is that from Back to the Future?
Yes, it is.
Good. Dad joke. What do you call a book about all things you should have done with your life? All the things. An autobiography. I ought to have done this. What do they call the books of all the things you should have done with your life? Your autobiography.
Oh, which one?
Ben?
No.
This is the dad joke. The Star Wars dad joke. Why do warriors of Mandalore leave their helmets on? It's Mandatorian. It's awesome.
That one's good.
That
I like
is
that.
good. That is good. I would suggest that you claim that you wrote that as opposed to just type that, though. Just saying.
I like that. I have a couple Mandalorian helmets now.
Really?
Ever since the show.
I want one.
Yeah. I have the
Not one of yours.
I have the Death Watch. Yeah. They're all Mandalorians.
Where are you buying those? Star Wars?
No. Most of them are GameStop, Amazon.
Okay.
Not that I'm
Can you
promoting
wear
anyways.
it? Can you?
Yeah, I can. The only one I can't wear is the Mandalorian helmet. Whoever designed that from Disney on Hasbro on the Black Series, I'm going to give you a venting session right now. I don't know whose head that's fitting, but it's
But it ain't
not
yours.
the average human. Like every other helmet you've ever made, from Boba Fett to all of them, and I have a couple of different Boba Fetts. I'm telling you, the Mandalorian does not fit. And I'm not the only one. There's a whole Reddit thread about this thing. Yeah, the Mandalorian helmet is too slim. It fits my wife's head.
Okay.
But
big noggins like mine or yours not happening.
Come on now.
Harvey McKay quote. Or is it Mackey? McKay?
McKay.
Your past is not your potential. Okay. I'm down.
So the guy who got into the fight in grade 7, that's your past.
You're gonna be
It's not
okay.
your potential. You'll be all right.
Looking
Quote
for
that in your interview.
There you go. I like it. Just trying to see here if here's a this is gonna sound cheesy, but to see change, you gotta be the change. That's a Nick
No,
quote.
100%.
Yeah, I like it.
But that's
Gandhi quote.
Gandhi, I was going to
Be
say.
the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you, when I went to the Ontario Police College, we all had shirts made up, and that was on the back of our shirts around our collar.
It's good. It's a good thing. I like it. I am quickly scrolling to see if there's anything that I just need. What is this? We have a lot of kids riding those e-scooters, but not safe to ride. Plus, their speed goes up to 40. Well, they're totally prohibited in the province if that's the case. Just looking for anything else here.
You can buy the e-scooters at many a retailer.
So here's the funny thing. I spoke to the folks at the Costco that I go to because they have one that is legal and one that is prohibited. And I said, you shouldn't be selling that here. It's not legal.
They sell a Bugatti. e-scooter.
But it's just a name. It's just license crap. It's not real.
It's a Bugatti.
It's not a Bugatti.
People are gonna buy it because it's a Bugatti. It's not a Fugazi. Oh, that's my best I'm gonna do there.
Can you drive with someone who has an international driver's license, but you have a G1? So there's nothing called an international driver's license. So there's no authority in an international. There's something called an IDP, an international driving permit, which is a translation card to accompany a foreign license. The law here says that you must drive with a G-class driver with 4 years experience. I have no way of verifying that your person with the international license or permit accompanied by a license from another country is capable of knowing our laws or educating you. So no, you cannot.
I disagree. I got to print it off a website. It's totally legit.
Come on.
It's like $5. I got to print it out. No, I'm kidding.
The permit, you mean? So when I was a
This
kid,
international license.
yes, when I was a kid, I went to CAA and I got myself. I was 16 or 17, an international license. Like a man of mystery, I traveled internationally, and it was so cool. I still have it. I thought I was something special because I had international.
Did you like laminate
authority.
it and be like, ooh?
I don't think you were allowed to.
I'd probably not, but yeah.
It's cool. Listen, it's been a slice. I wish you all the best this weekend and always. But I want you to be out there being safe. I want you to drive safely, drive legally, drive sober, park legally, have fun, smile, enjoy life.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. And on that, I kind of want to. Okay, I'm doing it. A second.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I'm bumping the video that I had queued with the. I was gonna there. It's not right, but I'm doing it anyway. You ready?
This is Kalej Cronus reminding you to stay safe. Don't have a good day. Have a great day. And may the 4th be with you.
That's awesome.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I love it. Kayla has been a friend of the show for so long. There's so many amazing people that I've had the privilege of getting to know and calling friend as a result of the show. It's really been awesome.
Kayla, the content you create is great. Some of the jokes you retype, questionable.
Sometimes.
So go with your original content. It's strong. It's awesome.
Star Wars all the way. Yeah. Here's a recruiting video because we can, and we will see you again. Like next week, because I'm here for another week. We'll do a couple more of these before I turn in the uniform and call it quits. Have a great day.
Your future career starts with a vision. A vision of opportunities ahead, where you can see a path to a noble career, serving the city of Toronto. Where do you see yourself? Toronto Police Service. Apply today.